First thing first, if you're trying to ship packages with UPS for beginners, you need to understand the different constellation of UPS shipping services. Okay, so you have UPS Ground. So this is actually guaranteed day definite delivery, typically in 1 to 5 business days, depending on the geography here. Of course, we're speaking about the United States. You have UPS Next Day Air. Here you have guaranteed on-time delivery by 10:30 a.m. or noon or the end of the next business day, depending on the circumstances and sometimes the geography, the weather. All those things are really important. You have UPS Second Day Air. So here you have guaranteed delivery by the end of the second day, the second business day. Very important to specify that. The reason why you have to have a clear understanding of all the different UPS shipping services is that if you, depending on the priority of the mail, depending on the recipient's instructions, you're going to have to choose as a very specific UPS shipping service. You also have UPS Worldwide Expedited. So here you have guaranteed delivery by the end of the business day to more than 220 countries and territories. And delivery is guaranteed in 2 business days to Canada, 3 business days to Mexico, 3 to 4 business days to Europe, and 4 to 5 business days to Asia and Latin America. Okay, and you also have UPS Worldwide Express. This is another popular service by UPS. Here you have guaranteed delivery by 10:30 a.m., 12 p.m., or 2 p.m. to 140 countries and territories. It's very important to be clear about that. And delivery is actually guaranteed on the next business day to Canada, and for documents to Mexico, the second business day to Europe and Latin America, and the second or third business day to Asia. You also have UPS Next Day Air Saver, another very popular shipping service by UPS. So here you have guaranteed on-time delivery to commercial destinations within the 48 contiguous states. We're talking about excluding Hawaii and Alaska. And also there are some select locations in Alaska and Hawaii. Okay, but not the whole state. So that's by 3 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. the next business day, where UPS Next Day Air delivery is committed by 10:30 a.m. or 12 p.m. respectively. So shipments to residential locations within the UPS Next Day Air Saver area are delivered by the end of the day. So the thing is, this service is not available to destinations where UPS Next Day Air service is committed by the end of the day. And you have the last service here. You have the UPS Second Day Air AM. So here you have guaranteed on-time delivery by 10:30 a.m. or 12 p.m. on the second business day to metropolises, especially the commercial destinations in the 48 states, excluding Alaska and Hawaii. And so I just want to give you a whole idea of what we talk about when we mention UPS shipping services. Step number 2. So after understanding the UPS shipping services, boss, I want you to order UPS boxes. By the way, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable and take some notes if you want to. We're explaining to you step by step how to ship packages with UPS if you're a beginner, and you can ship packages if you're an e-commerce entrepreneur, or you just have your business on the side. You have a retail store, whatever you have. If you need to ship packages with UPS, this is the show that you need to follow. So you need to order UPS boxes. First thing first, you need to order some boxes to ship your products. So boxes are available through the UPS website, and they really come in a range of sizes. So be sure to choose the most appropriate box size for your goods, because ultimately, if you really think about it, this will play a pivotal role in the condition that your customers will receive their items. So you should care about your customers, and please put yourself in their shoes, okay? And you might be tempted to use a box that contains your products, but if the box is too small, this will actually deliver a very crappy customer experience, and you don't want that, okay? And please, you need to wrap your items and use cushioning materials. Cushioning is very important. So step number 2, order UPS boxes. And be sure those boxes are appropriate for the kind of product you are shipping. Step number 3, you want to wrap your items and protect your package. please protect it. You want to wrap the item in protective packaging such as bubble wrap. So if you're sending more than one item, then wrap each item individually. If you are sending something that could become damaged easily, then it's always a great idea to fill the box with something to protect the item during transportation. Please, again, put yourself in your customer's shoes, okay? Biodegradable packing peanuts are a popular and sustainable packaging option. And paper and corrugated packaging are also commonly used because they're recyclable. And please, one thing I want you to think about is that pay attention when wrapping fragile items to ensure that they make it to your customer in one piece. It is not UPS's it is not their responsibility when something breaks. It is your responsibility as the sender to ship items in the appropriate package. Step number 4. You need to be aware of size and weight limits. What are we talking about here? Well, before I even elaborate on this point, I want to quickly remind you, boss, of today's topic. We're having a conversation about how to ship e-commerce orders with UPS for complete beginners. Okay, so the thing is, as with every courier, UPS has weight and size limits for each package you send, right? So it's very important for you to really think about what kind of package you're sending, to whom you're sending it, what are the instructions of the recipients, okay? And because sometimes if you sell, and the thing is, depending on the platform on which or from which you sell, there could be also some specifications. For example, are you selling on Amazon? Are you shipping from eBay? Are you shipping from Etsy? Are you shipping from other platforms? Okay, are you shipping from Facebook Marketplace? So there is a constellation of regulations or restrictions, if you will, when it comes to shipping packages to customers, especially when it comes to size and weight limits. And the thing here is that you have to put yourself in UPS's shoes and say, listen, if a customer or if someone, let's just say a stranger, were to send you the package the way you were sending to UPS, would you think it will be easier? I mean, what would you do? Like, the thing is, put yourself in UPS shoes and imagine somebody sent you a package and there's not properly wrapped with the wrong package and all that kind of stuff. You will be pissed, right? So it's the same thing that will happen here. If you want to make UPS's life easier, please use the right weight and size limits. So remember, packages can be up to 150 pounds. Packages can be up to 165 inches in length and girth combined. Packages can be up to 108 inches in length, so 108 inches. Packages with a large size to weight ratio require special pricing and dimensional weight calculations. It's also important to note that any shipment larger than the one that I just gave you will be subject to an over maximum limits charge. And that just makes sense, right? Because UPS has to actually cover their losses too. So just be careful about that. And because the thing is that when you have a large store, let's say you have your Shopify store and you're trying to fulfill orders and you're doing fulfillment by merchant, you're doing it yourself, you're doing things yourself, then be aware of those specifications, because at the end of the day, they are going to, they will be part of the customer experience, okay? Because if you don't pay the over maximum limits charge, UPS is not going to deliver your package. The customer will be really pissed. And before you know it, you start having negative reviews on the internet and your business starts tanking. Nobody wants that. You don't want it. I don't want it. The next thing I want you to do, boss, is that you need to educate yourself on prohibited items, local laws, and regulations. This is kind of very important because if you are shipping to multiple countries, if you're shipping just domestically to the States, whatever, that's you can actually say, you know what, I understand the rules. But if you're shipping globally, if you're shipping to Europe, Canada, if you're shipping to Africa, if you're shipping to Latin America, if you're shipping to Asia, then you need to actually educate yourself, because whatever we have here in the States, if we think like something is legal, is compliant, maybe that thing is banned in China, maybe that thing is banned in Japan, maybe that thing is and vice versa. what is actually legal there may be illegal here. So you have to be aware of those distinctions. Okay, the delta between what we call the regulatory delta. So you have compliance deltas, you have some variations depending on the geography. Okay, and so even though it is easy to ship with UPS, there are certain prohibited items UPS won't ship due to local laws and regulations. Some of those items include bank bills, notes, or currency. Common fireworks. Okay, so we have hazmat, so hazardous waste. Okay, hazardous waste or hazardous waste service. You have human remains, fetal remains, human body parts, human embryos, or components thereof. Ivory, marijuana, including marijuana intended for medical use. You have postage stamps, shark fins, vape products within, to or from the US. So it's really pivotal to check the rules and regulations before you ship to make sure that the item that you're sending is not prohibited. Because listen, the last thing you want is to actually fulfill an order for, say, $40 or $60 or whatever on Etsy, and the next thing you know, people ring your bell and you open, it's the feds. Okay, so it's not worth it. So please make sure that you read as much as possible and actually educate yourself so that you are making the right decisions, not just when it comes to item prohibitions, but also in terms of local laws and regulations in general. Step number 6, you want to create a shipping label. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's conversation. The topic is about how to ship e-commerce orders with UPS for complete beginners. And so creating a shipping label has never been easier. I mean, nowadays, in the last few years, UPS has done a great job as when it comes to revamping their whole system. So this is really important. Has been very easy. And so you can do it several ways. You can actually do it on by having an account in UPS directly. You can do it through an account with an app, with the fulfillment app, whereby the app integrates very well with UPS, and you are able to create things from the app. Okay, and all you need to do is fill in the required information. So sender's recipient information. We're talking about the packaging type, the weight and dimensions, and package value, right? You don't forget to also add a reference number so you can easily track the package, because the bottom line is, if you're sending, let's say if you're making like 10 sales or 20 sales or 100 sales a day, you shipping all those things automatically. You have to be very clear about the reference, because God forbid something were to happen, this is how you'll be able to track those shipments. Okay, and so the order number is commonly used as a reference. So this is kind of cool. And don't also forget, when we talk about shipping label, also think about branding. You can actually add your own branding to your shipping labels. Okay, this can include your logo, as well as adding advertising materials to your packing slips, landing pages, and tracking emails. Okay, so this will help to personalize, if you were to think about it, your shipping experience all the way. Step number 7, you want to seal the package securely. So based on our experience, we advise all our clients to secure the bottom of the box with tape, such as nylon or plastic tape, which is at least 2 inches wide, before filling the form. So because what will happen here is that once the items you're shipping have been added, then tape the box of the top of the box closed. Because what will happen is that you don't want to avoid any issues where you're having package breakage, right? So remember to ensure there is enough packaging material inside the box so the items cannot move around freely. This is very important. Step number 8, you want to calculate your shipping cost, right? So when we talk about shipping cost calculation, we're thinking about a constellation of factors. So you want to weight and measure your package, then calculate your shipping cost. So how much it costs to ship with UPS depends on a variety of factors. If you remember at the beginning of this show, I gave you a list of UPS shipping services. And so you have that geography plays an important role in the shipping process. You also have the weight that's been of the package that's been shipped. Okay, so you also think about the courier service, delivery speed, package weight dimensions, shipping distance. Okay, delivery speed is really important also when it comes to making sure that you get the best and the cheapest, actually the cheapest cost when it comes to shipping, right? So remember, the cheapest way to ship with UPS depends on a few things. For example, based on our analysis, so let's say you're shipping a 5-pound package with UPS from New York to Los Angeles, okay, coast to coast. So here is how much it would cost when shipping direct with UPS versus when shipping through a third party software, such as Easy Ship, for example. So shipping direct with UPS next day air early, $171.20. UPS next day air, $74.20. UPS next day air saver, $69.81. UPS second day air AM, $43.47. And UPS second day air, $37.99. And the UPS 3-day select, $28.74. And year over year, the last, you have here UPS ground, $17.50. So that means what? That means if you choose to ship with the UPS next day air early, you would save some money. This could be $80, $85, $70, okay, by simply shipping through a third-party software. So so you have to think about the best combination for your shop, because the bottom line is we're just talking about one shipment. What if you have several shipments in a day? So those savings start accumulating. They start to actually pile up. Number 9 here, you want to drop off or schedule a pickup for your package. And this is something that's very important. Now, there are 2 main quick and easy ways that you can send a parcel with UPS. And so the main question a lot of people ask is, can I ship a UPS package from home? And the answer is yes, definitely. The answer is definitely yes. We know how busy life can get. So if you need to stay in there and to take care of business, there is an option, which means that you will not need to leave your premises. So you can also head to your local drop-off points. So there are over 15,000 drop-off locations all over in the United States, Europe, and so on and so forth. So you want to find your local UPS location and drop your package off hassle-free. Okay, very important. You can also book a collection. So after traveling and leaving the premises, by arranging for the parcel to be collected, you can stay and book a collection actually. So your local UPS driver can come to you. Now there is additional fee. There are additional fees for that though. I mean, this ain't free. It's not free. Okay. And number 10, you want to track your UPS package in real time. So once your package has been sent off and is out of the hands, then out of your hands or the driver's hands, then you can keep an eye on it to track its journey. So every time your package is scanned on its travels, then the tracking system will update. You will also be able to check your delivery window and reroute the packaging if required. That's totally possible. And so whatever happens, you will know that your package is in safe hands and you'll be able to follow it every movement with using the tracking number. So everything happens on the website or through the app, and you have all the info that you need. Okay, this is just fantastic. One thing I also need to say here is that tracking information and peace of mind is really important, because whether you're receiving one package or shipping hundreds, UPS tracking provides insight about your shipment status all along its journey. So you will really feel confidence. You will have peace of mind, understanding that you have the most important, up-to-date information when you use the tracking option that you have. So overall, this is a great opportunity, wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was just talking to you about how to ship packages with UPS as a beginner. Number 1, understand UPS shipping services. Number 2, you order UPS boxes. Number 3, wrap your items and protocol your package. Number 4, you want to be aware of size and weight limits. Number 5, you need to educate yourself on prohibited items, local laws and regulations. Number 6, you want to create a shipping label. Number 7, you want to seal the package securely. Number 8, you want to calculate your shipping cost. Number 9, you want to drop off schedule. Okay, you can actually drop off or schedule a pickup for your package. This is totally possible. And number 10, you want to track your UPS package in real time. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. I will see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.